Hello. Today's Monday, March 25th, 2024. I'm Jason Shapiro with Crowded Market Report, and these are my closing market thoughts for today. The first thing I think is interesting is the Dow. This is the intraday chart of the Dow futures over the last week. And not only do I see the Dow is about 600 points off the highs in 2 days. No one seems concerned with that. But this was where the FOMC was. This is where the market rocketed from the FOMC. And it was right here. And we're right where we were. No one that has bought the market post-FOMC is in the money in the Dow. Now, that's just the Dow. S&P, NASDAQ, a little bit of a different story. But just interesting to me that everybody who's bought post-FOMC in the Dow is out of the money now. This was the laggard kind of thing that everybody wanted to buy. And now they are losing money on that trade, and there doesn't seem to be a whole hell of a lot of concern with that, right? That's interesting thing number one to me. Interesting thing number two today is that silver closed down on the day. And, gold was up, dollar was down. Why was silver down today? Don't know. Have my suspicions, which I'll get into in a second. But I think it's interesting, which I've talked about for the last couple days. Bitcoin, of course, was up 5.5% today. Now, we've heard a lot that Bitcoin is very correlated to risk assets, very correlated to the NASDAQ. Well, the NASDAQ was down today. Stock markets were down today. Okay? Bitcoin was up 5.5%. I think that's interesting. And what I'm going to show you is that going back to silver, this is your silver positioning chart. You can see commercials are the most short they've been in this entire series, right? Silver. This doesn't guarantee silver's going down, but it makes it a whole hell of a lot harder for silver to go up, all right? We go to the Dow. Okay, this is the shortest commercials have been in the Dow for this whole series. And they're more short. Look, the S&P, they're not even short, right? NASDAQ, they're a little bit short. Russell, they're nowhere. The Dow is where commercials are most short, and the Dow is what is underperforming here. Coincidence? Maybe. But the last thing I'm going to point to is our friend Bitcoin positioning. What we saw here was, the speculators had gotten real short all through this, right before the market kind of really took off, right? And here they got a lot less short as the market ripped up into here. And then they got short again, market ripped up, they got short again, market ripped up, and right into the top here, they cut their shorts in half, right? Market went down. They got re-short last week, and we're ripping back up. Positioning. All right, so those are what I thought was interesting today. Something else that I think is worth paying attention to. So this is a video today that came out from a guy who I consider to be the most consensus and the biggest fade that I know in the market. And I think it really sums up what's going on out there. Okay, just listen to this real quick.
Been able to get out of its own way. I think that's really interesting. I'm not just trying to find things that kind of confirm my hope that we have a 10% pullback, that sort of thing a little bit, but this would be
my hope that we have a 10% pullback. That's where everybody's at here. And there's a few ways to interpret that, and it doesn't really help the situation for now to me, but one way to interpret it is that hope's never going to come true, and the market's just going to run away to the upside from them. The other more dangerous way to interpret that is if they get this 10% pullback and they turn out to buy that 10% pullback, I think they're going to wish that they didn't. The market doesn't often just give you a gift. Like, here you go, we pulled back 10%, buy everything that you've always wanted to buy, and then we're just going to go straight up again. If they buy everything they always wanted to buy with a 10% pullback, we're going down a lot more. I don't know which one it is. Is it going to run away? Is it going to pull back and give them the shot? I don't know. But this is what I'm monitoring. All right. So those are my ideas for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you had a good day, and we'll talk again tomorrow. Thanks.